Did the Trojan War, a significant conflict in Greek mythology, ever really occur, or is it merely a figment of ancient imagination? Picture this, a war so epic it has been immortalized in the annals of literature and human consciousness. A war where gods and mortals fought side by side, where heroes were born and legends created. This is the Trojan War, a tale weaved through the poetic verses of the ancient Greek poet Homer in his epic poems, the Iliad and the Odyssey. The story goes that the most beautiful woman in the world, Helen, was seduced by the Trojan prince Paris and taken back to his homeland. Enraged by this, Menelaus, Helen's Spartan husband, rallied his brother, Agamemnon, and the mightiest of Greek warriors to lay siege to the city of Troy in a quest to retrieve his wife. The war raged on for 10 grueling years, with neither side willing to back down, until a cunning plan was hatched, involving a wooden horse, a symbol now synonymous with deception and trickery. Yet, as we delve into this story, a question lingers. Could such an epic war have actually taken place? Could the city of Troy, the heroes Hector and Achilles, the beautiful Helen, and the cunning Odysseus be more than just characters in a grandiose tale? It is a question that has puzzled scholars, historians, and enthusiasts alike for centuries. As we attempt to unravel this enigma, we must remember that the lines between history and myth were not as clearly defined in the past as they are today. Back then, history was not a mere record of facts, but a narrative, often interwoven with elements of the supernatural, the extraordinary, and the heroic. This makes our task of separating fact from fiction a challenging, yet intriguing endeavor. Now, let us travel back in time and explore the origins of this captivating tale. Our journey begins with two of the most influential works of ancient literature, Homer's Iliad and Odyssey. These epic poems, composed around the 8th century BC, serve as our primary source of information on the legendary Trojan War. Homer's tales, passed down through generations by oral tradition, narrate the heroic deeds of Achilles, the cunning of Odysseus, and the fall of the city of Troy. Yet, as captivating as they are, these epics also present a conundrum for historians. Oral tradition, by its very nature, is mutable and prone to embellishment. Each retelling, each recitation had the potential to alter the story, to add new details, or omit old ones. This fluidity makes it challenging to discern historical fact from poetic license in Homer's works. While the epics paint a vivid picture, they leave us wondering, was there a real city of Troy? In the late 19th century, archaeologists unearthed a site in modern-day Turkey known as Hisarlik, believed by many to be the ancient city of Troy. This discovery sparked a renewed interest in the Trojan War, a conflict immortalized by Homer's epic poems, but the historical validity of which had long been under debate. Hisarlik is a goldmine for archaeologists, with its layers upon layers of city ruins. Each layer tells its own story, representing different periods of occupation and various calamities that might have led to the city's destruction and reconstruction. Some of these layers show signs of violent destruction, including fire and war, suggesting a timeline consistent with the supposed period of the Trojan War. The most famous archaeologist associated with Hisarlik is Heinrich Schliemann, a German businessman turned archaeologist who was convinced that he had found the historical Troy. Schliemann's discoveries were astounding. He uncovered a treasure trove of artifacts, including golden jewelry, silver vessels, and bronze weapons. His most symbolic find was a golden mask he dubbed the Mask of Agamemnon, believing it belonged to the Mycenaean king who led the Greeks in the Trojan War. However, Schliemann's methods and interpretations have been widely criticized. He was not a trained archaeologist, and his excavation techniques were often reckless, leading to the destruction of valuable archaeological evidence. His identification of the Mask of Agamemnon and other artifacts has also been contested, with some scholars arguing that they predate the period of the Trojan War by several centuries. Moreover, the interpretation of Hisarlik as ancient Troy is not universally accepted. Some archaeologists argue that the ruins do not match the descriptions of Troy in Homer's epics. Others question whether the evidence of destruction in certain layers can be definitively linked to a war, let alone the Trojan War. The ruins of Hisarlik offer tantalizing clues, but they do not conclusively prove the occurrence of the Trojan War. They do, however, remind us of the enduring allure of the Trojan War, a tale that continues to captivate us, whether it's grounded in historical fact, myth, or a blend of the two. The Trojan War, a blend of myth and possible history, has sparked numerous theories and interpretations. When we delve into the realm of scholarly theories about the Trojan War's historicity, we find a wide spectrum of perspectives. Some scholars stand firmly in the camp of historicity, arguing that the Trojan War was a real event, albeit embellished and magnified through the lens of myth and epic poetry. These proponents often point to archaeological findings at Hisarlik, the supposed site of ancient Troy, as evidence of a large-scale conflict that could have been the Trojan War. On the other end of the spectrum, some academics view the Trojan War as pure fiction, a captivating narrative woven by the master storyteller, Homer. They argue that the war is an amalgamation of various battles and skirmishes, transformed into a single, monumental conflict for the sake of a compelling story. Somewhere in the middle, we find those who believe that the Trojan War might reflect a memory of real conflicts between the Mycenaeans and the Hittites. This theory posits that the war, as described in the Iliad, is a mythologized version of these historical clashes. It suggests that over time, these battles were conflated into a single, epic conflict, and the characters and events were romanticized to create the dramatic narrative we know today. Regardless of where one stands in this debate, it's crucial to note that the Trojan War, whether entirely mythical or rooted in historical events, has had a profound influence on human culture. It has inspired countless works of literature and art, from ancient Greek plays to modern novels and movies. It has served as a metaphor for the human condition, exploring themes of heroism, honor, love, betrayal, and the tragic consequences of war. While the truth of the Trojan War remains shrouded in mystery, its influence on literature, art, and culture is undeniable. As we journeyed through time, we discovered that the Trojan War, a captivating enigma, straddles the line between myth and history. We've explored its Homeric roots, the tantalizing clues unearthed at Hisarlik, and the endless debates over its historicity. Every piece of evidence, every interpretation adds another layer to this intricate mosaic. And so, the Trojan War, shrouded in the mists of time, remains an enigma. Whether fact or fiction, the story of the Trojan War continues to intrigue us, a testament to its enduring fascination.